Hey Dave, where are you located today?
I'm somewhere different today. I've made my way down to San Cristobal in Chiapas, Mexico. So I'm back. I was here back in June, so it was so lovely. Decided to come back and spend some time. It's a great place to get work done and also see some sights, have some great food, and it's nice to be able to talk to you while I'm here.
Oh, definitely. Your background, you were just showing me a little bit before the call. It looks absolutely beautiful. Fun place to play around.
It is. It's a beautiful country. So I'm enjoying exploring parts of it that I didn't know existed, and I think it's fantastic here. So I encourage you to come when you can. So
Yes,
I
I
don't,
don't.
and I actually bought a one-way ticket. So I'm not quite sure when I'm coming back, but at some point I got to go home. But anyway,
Uh, I love that. It definitely looks, from hearing about all your adventures, it definitely looks like a great place to have a trip to when it's possible. For I know
when it's possible.
certain areas of the world we're still in lockdown and travel restrictions haven't been fully lifted. So
Right.
um, today I thought it would be great, kind of going in the same lines of restrictions and just going. I'm in Canada. I know you're in Mexico, but you live in Texas. Um, there's at least in Canada, there's a lot of unknown, not a lot of certainty about what the fall is going to look like, whether, potentially we could go back into lockdown, or what back to work is going to look like, back to school is going to look like. And what I'm hearing within my chiropractic practice, as well as the clients that I'm working with doing high performance coaching, is that there's a lot of unknowns and a lot of uncertainty, and that's creating a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety in people. So I thought today would be great to talk about fear and fear's impact. Well, there's so many impacts of fear, but how would you like to start us off today with the
That's a
conversation?
what a great topic. It's exciting. And first thing I think about, what does fear mean? It means, sometime in the future, you perceive you're going to experience more pain than pleasure, more negative than positive, more bad than good, right? That's what you're perceiving. And so because of that perception, you have a fear that you're going to experience these things. One of the things that's helped myself personally, and working with clients, is looking back in your life to see where you also had these expectations of fear, and where you have experiences that you may still perceive had more pain than pleasure, bad than good, and look at those and realize that, oh, actually it wasn't that way. You actually had a nice balance of every experience that you had experienced was actually perfectly balanced. And I found that when I go back and see that no matter what I'm experiencing, it's always going to be balanced. So I'm always going to have support and challenge and positive, negative, pain and pleasure, no matter what I attract in my life. And so when I can remind myself of that, then when I look into the future, I don't have the anxiety around it, because I know that whatever I'm attracting in my life, I'm going to have both sides. And it's just me learning how to look at that on a daily basis when things happen. Is what do you need to do to be able to see both sides when you're in the event and you're in the experience?
I love that. It's so well said. And one thing is so important, or one thing I realized, is fear specific. When people say I have a fear of the unknown, or a fear of failure, or a fear of success, it's actually not. So the label of success, failure, uncertainty, unknown, it is more generalized. And when you can become so clear of what that fear is, so maybe it's fear of loss of money, or a challenging relationship, or something like that. The fear is very specific. It's not a fear of the unknown. There's something
Yeah.
that's very specific that has happened in your past that, again, to generalize, you perceived as more negative than positive, that is now projecting itself in the future because the past has not been balanced and the perception has not been integrated to see both sides. And so, as you said, when you start to balance that perception, there is no more fear of the future because the past has been cleaned up. And so I think that's what do you
So
think?
good. No, that's exactly right. Yeah. And I think it's just a great feedback also for yourself to, when you start having that fear, is to look at it as, okay, what's this feedback telling me? Maybe I'm not as prepared for what's coming as I think, or maybe I'm not quite as clear, because I know that my own self, the more clear I am about where I'm going and what I want, and the more I can like already project out the potential issues that are going to come, I can, I have less fear because I'm more prepared for whatever shows up. And then balancing out the past and realizing that no matter what showed up in your life before, you always seem to manage it and get through it and learn something and go on. So, so to know that you're not going to attract anything you're not going to be able to handle, and to be able to just continue to move forward and allow the fear to show up, because it's a really great feedback. Let's not let it stop you from moving, but actually just learning from it. And so you can continue to, achieve what you want. And sometimes the fear means that maybe you just need to make a little tweak or an audible and shift something, so it's just a great thing to embrace and not repel.
I love that. And one thing I also want to emphasize or get those who are listening to this is to get curious, because some people say, well, I don't have fear, I don't have anxiety. Well, is there some area in your life right now where you are consistently not taking action? And why is that? Usually there's some underlying fear, maybe it's subconscious or conscious, where you're afraid to do a specific action because you're afraid of what the outcome might be. And maybe I'll just give you an example that's popping to mind. If you're a business owner and you're not wanting to put something on social media because you're having that fear of rejection or what other people might think about you, so then you don't take that action that may actually propel your business forward in that direction, and you're sitting there and you're waiting, and maybe you got a lot of brain noise and brain chatter thinking, oh, well, I don't know what to do, when really inside you know exactly what you want to do, but there's that underlying fear preventing that action. Or maybe that's in your health or your wealth, your relationships, your business, your finances. A lot of times I'll use this in relationships. If you're avoiding having conversations with people, or you feel like you can't fully self-express to someone, there's probably an underlying fear. And when the impact, well, actually, Dave, what's the impact on your physiology of being stuck in fear and not taking those actions? Like, how does that impact your health?
Well, I know it. I know in my personal experience, when I'm feeling that way, my body starts shutting down. I start having, digestive issues, or start getting more fatigue, or start feeling more tension in my body. My maybe some neck pain, or where, everyone carries their emotions in different places, it seems. So it's like, for me, I usually carry it here in my neck. So I'll start getting tense in my neck and start having headaches. And I know, okay, my physiology is really letting me know that I have some unresolved tension in my body from something, and it's hard. I haven't met anyone who hasn't faced fears and anxieties when they're trying to grow and accomplish something great. Because if you're growing and you're always reaching new levels and you're trying new things, how normal is it to have a little bit of fear and anxiety? Because that's forcing you to make sure you're planning properly and making sure that what you're trying to do is aligned with your vision and your values. And that's what the fear is just really a great feedback to have.
I agree. And the greatest part about this, so you mentioned everyone who's growing and moving forward in some area of their life, whether that's their business, their health, their relationships, their finances, they're going to experience fear, anxiety at some portion along that journey. And the best part about it is fear is solvable. And we know how to integrate, balance fear so that it's not preventing you from taking the actions that you'd love that would actually further help you accomplish those big goals that you have. So with that said, if you're interested in dissolving fear, understanding fear, and then seeing how fear shows up in your body, and you want to reach out to myself or Dave, where can people reach out to you if they want to start to dissolve that fear that's holding them back?
Well, drdavetuck.com is my website, and that's got all my information and links on there. There's a little questionnaire I have up there that you can fill out, and it just kind of helps identify more details of what is going on with your fear and anxiety. So that's me. How about you? How do we get a hold of Shelby?
Perfect. So if you would love to dissolve the fears that are coming up for you, I'd love you to reach out to myself or Dave. You can email me at frontdesk@empowerchirokw.com, or send me a message on Instagram or any of the other social media outlets. I'm on LinkedIn as well. So feel free to connect with me, and I'd love to help bring you to that next level.
Awesome. This is a great topic. I appreciate your wisdom today and this platform. So
it was so great chatting with you, and yeah, looking forward to the next conversation.
same here.
Bye.
Bye-bye.